treasure our memories when we were growing up. We are so many, and my parents give us household tasks, and I'm not very good with cooking. They all complain about it, and I make a mess in the kitchen, and they end up eating nothing. So they gave me the task of cleaning the house, and Ray, even at a younger age, knows that I couldn't clean very well. So he always takes that task off me and proudly say, I clean better, I fix the house better, I do the garden better than you. So I will always gladly give him that task. And he is so good. You know, remember those days when we used the husk and do that all over the floor? He's very good at that. He said it's a very good exercise, but I hated it. He was a very sweet, fun-loving, and a devoted brother, family brother, to the fact that when it was college time, the first 4 of us children, we all wanted to go out of Isabela. We all wanted to go to Manila and Baguio, but not Ray. He didn't want to be away from my parents, so he chose to study there, closer to them. I tried to get him to Baguio, where I went to college and worked, but he didn't even last a week. He went home. He was a fixer-upper as early as elementary days. He was always trying to fix things and finding things to fix. And he started to teach my younger sister how to do the electricity, everything. They always have projects to do. And now she is a good fixer-upper like my brother also. Of course, that made my parents afraid of what might happen when they start experimenting and fixing things, but I'm glad that at the end there was no accidents in the house or no fire in the house. In his quest later on in life for love, attention, acceptance, respect, I was disappointed that his life changed. It felt like his life changed into a shifting sand. And let circumstances turn him this way and that, far from God's presence and family. And those actions, it's because we see him with our human, judgmental, and critical eyes. That as we change, I'm sure I have made mistakes too, but as we change, I'm consoled with this verse on Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am the Lord, and I will not change. He did not change. My brother changed. But his love is so good, and I cling to the promise that he will not abandon or forsake us, especially my brother. And what happened in the hospital, after he COVID blue and he was revived, there was a glimpse of heaven that I saw in him. A glimpse of the true Reynaldo, the brother I cherish. And I'm so grateful to God for that. To God be the glory. It was so good spending those 3 weeks with him. The doctors gave up on him after he COVID. They said, he is like a car with a battery, but there's no more gas. That's the way they explained it to us. That he was only given hours, but he beat all those odds. And then when he started responding, I could not convince the nurses and even the doctors. They think all the nods and shakes that he is doing with his head was like involuntary reflexes. That day I saw a miracle, and I am closer to God for that. A miracle that gave us the opportunity to be with my brother and to see the real, true person that he is. His life reminds me of the stories in the Bible, like the story of King David, with all those temptations that happened to him. And then also the story of Lazarus, like Bell said, because he woke up from the dead. And in our grief and sorrow, the story of those 3 friends of Job reminds me and gives me lessons and wisdom on the purity and sincerity of loving someone in times of adversity, of loving someone in a non-judgmental, critical way, despite the adversity. And I am so glad of this, because despite everything, my brother Ray still giving me some lessons, more of life. I'm much older than him. He's 61 years old. I'm turning 68 this May 6th. And even then, he's still giving me lessons to learn from all what happened to him. Deep in my heart, I believe that my brother is with him now in his accepting, non-judgmental, loving arms, resting in peace, no more pain and suffering. He suffered a long time with his heart. On behalf of my family, again, even back home, especially because I'm the only one with him here, and the Torres family also, who stood by, but most especially to my sister-in-law, Carla, the epitome of the most loving, ever faithful, ever hopeful wife. To Joy, carry Joy, his most precious legacy in this world. To my children, Ian, Boy, and my daughter-in-law who stood by me also. Because I was just a wreck, crying here and there, every now and then. To all our relatives, friends, my church family, for your generous support and concern, kindness in our grief and sorrow. Thank you so much. Utmost is God's grace, mercy, and salvation.